Day 6 once again. Interviewing with JENA, Downtown German once more. This is like a part 2 check-in.
Okay.
We call these sessions checking in with JENA.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how are you this evening?
I'm doing great. Earlier today, I did one of my YouTube things where we talked about sex today. So, yeah.
Talked about sex. So how was that that topic? What did that look like?
Well, it was a panel of 7. It was 2 guys and rest females. So I just asked questions that most people think about and not saying. So we put it out there.
Right. So as you asked these questions, did you answer these questions yourself?
I answered a few, but I wasn't going into it answering the questions. It was more of me putting it out there, listening to the feedback, and then just taking it from there. But one of the panels was like, "Oh, no, won't you answer some of the questions?" So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Because if it's a panel, regardless, that individual that asks the questions are usually sometimes answers the questions. That's usually 99%.
I mean, I was like more of the host of it, so it was just like I just wasn't standing with the mic, but I was like let them have the floor type of thing. But it was okay. I was okay answering the questions. It wasn't no problem.
You were the narrator.
Yeah, I was like the narrator.
The monetizer.
Just making sure everything goes smooth.
So what did you learn from it?
I learned a lot, actually. I learned a lot. I want people to tune into it, so I don't want to give too much away. Right. But I would say that some of the things that the guys were saying, it was like, wow, I didn't know that.
No.
So
surprising
just have to,
stuff.
yeah.
That's going to be interesting. We're going to look forward to seeing that. So let's update a little bit.
Okay.
I know we talked about your podcast last time. We talked a little bit about your love life and other things. So is there anything besides that, anything new that's happening and exciting in your life?
As far as the love? Well, like I said, from the last one that we did, I did pretty much stop talking to Chipotle. Right. I did it kind of immaturely. I never responded. He was texting, but I never responded to the text. So it was kind of childish of me, but I just didn't want to respond, and then he say something, and it just kind of draw me back in. So I'm the type of person I need to know. I just cold turkeyed it, and that's pretty much that. But I did go to the grocery store, and I did bump into somebody.
To the grocery store. Was this someone you already knew? Or
no,
was this
no,
it's new.
It's new, and it's a guy.
Do you feel that your mental capacity of your past relationships or your marriage and stuff like that prepares you to be ready for a relationship now, or do you think that you should wait a little bit longer? I mean, how do you think that you would do in a relationship now, even though you bumped into this new individual?
No, I'm ready. Like I said, I've been a widow now 2 years, and I haven't been in a relationship outside of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was talking to Chipotle, but we were never in a relationship like that. Right. So, yeah, I'm ready for love. I'm ready.
What makes you ready? What's that emotion like? Like, how do you prepare yourself from the 2 years to get to the point to say, okay, I'm ready for a relationship?
Well, with the 2 years, it took me that long. Which some people might not think that's long, but for me, it's long for me. And what it was doing, it was just building me up, loving myself, and being okay with being by myself. So once I, did the work, which was healing for me. I did the work. Now I'm ready to be there. I'm ready to receive.
Receive love.
Yeah, and believe it or not, that was kind of hard for me. The receiving part. The receiving part is because I'm more of I want to give, but I really didn't know how to receive. So I'm working on it still. That part.
As long as you work on it and keep working on it, it will improve, and hopefully it works out for the best on it. So, how do your family members, or do any family members know that you're talking to this new individual, or is this something that right now is just you and that individual?
Right now it's just me and that individual. My friend know. Shout out to Ashley. My friend know, but that's pretty much it.
Well, now everybody knows now after the day.
Yeah.
So for a while, I see your post is on Facebook. You had 5,000 people, and then all of a sudden you back down. What happened to your Facebook? It completely evolved and changed. Was that something that you wanted to do, re-cleanse and start fresh? What was that whole process? No,
and I'm hurt still. I lost all my friends. What happened was Facebook shut me down. So, of course, I found some of my old friends that was from that JENA Downtown German. Now I'm going by JENA German. It was just a problem with the last name. So they shut me down. So now I'm at like 2,000 friends. And but when it happened, I'm not going to lie, and I'm still kind of questioning myself. But when it happened, I really was hurt about it. And I was just like, I mean, some of these people I, was talking to every day, and it was like a friendship, but it was like, wow, I really felt like I lost friends like that. Like I felt, wow.
It sounds like you're really into Facebook or social media, which is a social media platform. Do you feel that social media has taken over your life? Because you said that you felt like you lost friends, and studies shows that a lot of people get wrapped up in social media and get lost in that path and lose the reality of truly going out and meeting true friends by networking. Do you feel that that's what happened to you by, when you went through that process of losing your Facebook?
Actually, no. The only reason why I said no is because I actually pick up the phone and we talk on the phone. Some I actually met in person so we can do, my show. Some have been on my show. So it's networking for me. It's not just, we posting stuff like fake stuff and stuff like no, we actually networking, building a team. I supposed to appear on a couple of their podcasts. So it was like real friendships being built from it.
Real network process going on. So you're not like one of these people that's been sucked into just the drama or the clout of Facebook or social media for attention.
No, not at all. Not at all. And then the stuff that I put out there, it draws the same type of people. So like most of my followers from my old pages, rappers, local rappers, a lot of them had their own podcasts, a lot of them had their own businesses. So it was like rare that I get one that was just like, posting for just the posting.
Right. So they do a lot of, in every town they do this. They do a lot of meet and greet networking things in town. I know Orlando does it once a month and so forth like that. Do you prefer social media over going to meet people genuine and face to face? And the reason I say this is with social media, a lot of people can pretend to be something they're not. Catfishing. Have you ran into any people catfish? And do you prefer social media than meeting people face to face?
No, I prefer meeting face to face. I have another team, Shakedown Showcase, where we pull up. We just started this thing, pull up at the park, talent on the lake. We pull up, we ask people, hey, come out, let's meet, let's connect, let's do things together. So I prefer to meet the people, but I know that's where everybody is on social media. So I had to meet them there first to make them comfortable, and then come meet me in person. So I always want to meet the people in person. I have no problem with meeting anyone in person. Right. So yeah, that's what I prefer. You had a second part to that question, right? What was the second part to that question?
And the second part was, have you been catfished by individuals on social media. I mean, catfish can be anything. It doesn't have to be just dating. They can say they got certain things, and you find out they don't have these things.
Yeah, I have, and I'm not mad about it. I'm not. Far as looks, no, that I never ran into somebody that was a guy that turned into a girl, or they didn't look like they photo, but it was, saying that they have certain things and they don't have it. And I wasn't mad about it, and I was telling them, like, yeah, you can get those things, but I need to know where we at, so I know how to mark. We can connect a little bit better. So I mean, that's what people do. I'm okay with that.
So those type of individuals, you don't completely give up on.
No.
You try to find out what their mindset is.
Yeah.
I mean, but you got some people out here that is for hurt. Like, they don't want you to get to know their mindset. They like catfishing and whatnot.
Yeah, but I just think that for the ones that put on or something like that, obviously they doing it to impress someone, and so they feel like they have to do that. So I feel more sorry for them than anything about being mad at them. Like, I feel kind of more sorry for them for doing it.
It sounds like that you get emotionally attached very easy and quickly, and with that, and study shows with that, a lot of people that get emotionally attached immediately with certain things comes naive to their surroundings.
You know what? I'm gonna stop you on that, because a lot of people, like, over the years and studies and all that, is just trying to, like, make you less human, and I don't go for that. Like, you can't not tell me to love or like a certain way. Like, the more, if I'm emotionally involved, or I'm passionate about something, that's who I am. Don't, like, try to make me harder than that. I don't want to be hard. I want to be soft. I want to be molded. I want to be in a place where people need me. So if that make me, vulnerable, then that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm a big girl. I can take hits.
Right. And
I'm good with that.
You said something like less human. What do you mean by less human?
The more you try to, like, tell people to stop loving, is the more you end up looking over things that people really need. Like, I interviewed a guy before, and he was, I won't say dissing homeless people, but he was just saying, like, he don't understand how someone can be homeless. So he took the challenge. He did a 3-day being homeless. Let's just say within 10 hours he couldn't do it. So sometimes you talk big, you think you know things, but you don't know until you go down to that level and get an understanding. I think love is that. You gotta love, and trust me, it's better to love than go out hard. Do
you feel that a lot of people have hard times due to traumatic experience of growth or coming up, have a hard time truly understanding what love looks like?
I don't want to give nobody that excuse. And it's true, stuff do happen, trauma and stuff like that. I get it. But you still have a choice to let that, make you hard. You have a choice to still be open and receive love and give love. You still have that choice, no matter what you've been through. So I don't want to give anybody an excuse to, get hard because, everybody you've been with cheated on you, so, get cold to them. No, I don't agree with that at all.
Well, love is something that's actually learned through growth and coming up. And if you saw abuse and putting your hands on somebody and you look at that as love, people assume that is love. So that's a traumatic experience that people express in love. So I don't think it's giving people excuse.
No.
You got people who truly do not know what it looks like or what's the true definition of what love looks like. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree. I mean, when you're a kid and that's all you see, of course, when you're a kid. But once you get older, I mean, you can educate yourself. You can, at that point, when you go to school and you hit Susan or whatever, teachers say, no, that's wrong. You'll start questioning yourself like, wow, well, my dad do it. You know, you start growing up, and because I know for a fact, people that they parents got into it like that, and the totally opposite of that. Like, I would never put my hand on a woman because I seen my dad do it, that type of stuff. So no, I mean, I like I said, I'm not gonna give a grown person a way out.
Do you believe there's a mental strength that you must have to be able to overcome that? Because you got some people who don't have that mental capacity to look beyond that. Everybody, you want to assume that has common sense, but everybody doesn't have common sense.
Well, if we talking about mental illness, now that's something different.
But if traumatic experiences causes mental illness. Well,
if you have a mental illness like schizophrenia or something like that, then okay, you got a chemical imbalance. But we talking about someone that don't have a mental illness, then no, I think that that's a learned behavior that's not in you. But a learned behavior can be unlearned. So no, I'm not giving. I agree. I'm not giving that excuse unless you have a mental illness. Then yeah.
I agree. Yeah. I definitely agree with that. And you got some people I feel that just refuse to unlearn the behavior because they feel that's all they know.
Oh, or they're just comfortable with it, and in a situation like that, they it worked for them. Right, they feel, but it. Right. Yeah.
So other than that, what else new do you got up your sleeve and got coming up? Anything exciting or new adventures that you're working on?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm team with Shakedown Showcase for 7 in Park. We having a cruise coming up.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Yeah. So we doing that. We got a mixtape coming out. Like I said, we just started this Talent on the Lake, so we trying to see how far that go. I already got people in my inbox like, oh, when you coming to Tampa, pull up over here. So and then we still trying to like work out how we gonna do the whole basketball thing. Yeah, we got a couple of things coming up.
So you mentioned Shakedown. So what does Add and Never Divide have new coming up besides your journey with Shakedown? What are your plans with Add and Never Divide? Well,
with Add and Never Divide, I got a couple of things coming up because right now I'm more on, okay, let me get my finance right, because I'm planning on, trying to own a home next year. So I'm going to sit down with a couple of, people that know how to manage money and, steps with that. So a couple of that type of stuff like that coming up. So just the money wise, baby steps. Yeah, I want to do it right. Want to do it right. That's a big commitment. Right. Big commitment.
So let's back up to the beginning here. Okay. I want to go back because I tried to jump away from it and not get deep into it. Okay. So this individual you met at the grocery store. So give us a little of the backstory, how this occurred, and how you met this individual, and are you still, just give us a little backstory on it.
Well, like I said, I was in the grocery store and I was in like the produce department. Okay. All right. So I can cook now. I can cook.
Can you really cook?
I can cook. Okay. But, when you over there dealing with, all these different, I don't really know how to pick out stuff. And that's why I did an interview with Charlie. Shout out with Charlie. Just telling me how to feel for the right, the color, the texture, stuff like that. So I noticed he was, trust me, I wasn't planning on trying to talk to nobody. It wasn't that type of, this is a guy, let me try to talk to him. None of that. So I just went up to him and asked him like, hey, do you know which one I should get? And then it just went on from there. And then he invited me out the next day for coffee, and then it just went from there.
Went from there.
We've been talking every day since then.
So since then, we just did an interview probably, about 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, so I think it was a little longer than 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
We had to look back at the calendar.
Yeah, we have to look back.
So it's going well. Like
it's going, we talk every day, and that's cool. I call him Mr. Vegetarian. Because he ended up being a vegetarian.
Yeah. So I see your vegetarian posts. I still try to follow and keep up with what you got going on as much as possible. And I'm not a social media buff. I'm one of those people in and out. I like real world stuff, kind of interaction.
I understand.
So, so you still communicated with him. You call him Mr. Vegetarian. You guys went out. How was the date when you guys, besides the coffee, that's the only thing that y'all did?
No. We went out. We went to the movies. But I can say this is my first vegetarian, and I know how to cook, but I know how to cook meat. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm just like, ooh. So I had posted about it, and I was like, this might be boring. This might be a boring date. I mean, like, I can't show my cooking skills. I mean, I can probably throw a little salt and pepper on some veggies, but like, dang, I really wanted to show you what I can do in the kitchen.
Right. So I don't think meat is the main thing on just a plate. If you go to restaurants, the sides is what makes the meat look good.
I agree.
You get what I'm saying? So I think you can probably, substitute some stuff for the meat. And they got some real stuff out there that looks like real meat. That tastes like real meat, and you still have to season it like real meat.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, speaking on knowing vegetarians, and I've seen them cook, they still cook stuff on grills.
Okay.
If it's they literally got, meatballs, vegetarian meatballs, vegetarian steaks, vegetarian dogs.
What?
Vegetarian hot dogs.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, not the roof time.
Okay, I'm like, what?
So okay. I think if you want to impress somebody cooking, to impress somebody is to impress them on what they eat.
Okay.
And what their background is.
Okay. I kind of had like this whole fantasy that we in the kitchen cooking together. You eat off my fork, that type of thing, but. I mean,
you got mashed potatoes, right?
Yeah.
You know how to cook mac and cheese.
Yeah, of course.
Green beans.
Yeah.
Greens.
Well, I don't really eat greens, but
look, see,
I know how to cook them though. I know how to cook them.
I mean, do you really know?
Yeah.
If you really don't eat them, do you really know how? Because they probably had some greens that was like
I probably can't match up with the grandma.
Right, you get what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I mean, you take the good with the bad and the bad with the good, but you make the bad seem good. You know what I mean?
And it's another thing that is a little new besides the vegetarian thing. He got kids.
No. So
he got kids. I never dated anyone with kids before
at all.
Never.
Are the kids are older kids, younger kids?
Older and young. So yeah. So it's.
How you feel about that?
I don't know how I feel about it right now. I don't know.
Do you have kids?
I do. And it wasn't that I was like, no, I refuse to date somebody with kids. It just, I'm gonna say God, the universe, or whatever. I guess just brought me people that didn't have kids. Well, I mean, never. So this is kind of new to me. And the thing is, my friends, they dated people that had kids, and it was all like horror stories. So I'm a little nervous. Like he said he had to go to his baby mama house, and he been over there all night. I'm just like, nah, I can't. I can't do that. So I'm a little nervous on that part. I really am.
I'm a guy with kids, and before I got in a relationship, you have a relationship with your kid's mother to a point because you don't have another relationship that you're in. I think when you start gradually getting in a relationship, a guy should start making adjustments for his new relationship. There is no, I'm hanging out all night at baby mama house. It's, hey, I'm meeting up to get my child from a location, or she's going to drop them off. To, you know what I mean? You make those adjustments. I got in a relationship and I have kids, and my thing is meet halfway, and it's not a court order. It's a thing out of respect.
Okay.
When you learn the individual that you is, what they're gonna tolerate and not. Yeah. If women allow a man to do certain things, they're gonna do it. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna continue to do it if you allow them.
I agree, and that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. It's like when you like somebody, you tend to kind of like, especially if they cute, you tend, I'm being honest, you tend to kind of like, I'll let that slide, you know, but inside you pissed off. And then it just build up and then build up, you know.
Isn't that dumbing yourself down, though? Bottom line is dumbing yourself down. Why do that?
What you feel like, okay, I like this person, I don't want to mess up right now. Right? So you like, okay, once we get a little bit more serious, I got a little bit more leverage, and then I say something. But then at that point, it's like, yeah, it's like, I've been doing this. Like, I've been doing this. Like, now you want to complain?
Right.
Yeah, you knew this. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I had to learn that.
I had to learn. You got to come out the gate because, you know, you got a lot of people that just have not been in relationships for years, guys and women. Yeah. And when they get back in a relationship, they're going to continue doing the stuff, you know, what they did when they were in a relationship from the beginning.
Yeah, I agree.
And time has changed.
I agree.
A lot of people kind of don't realize that, you know. So, congratulations on your, can I say that? On your new friendship?
New friendship.
New friendship. Because guys are not calling each other boo and they yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
You know, but you know, I hope for the best.
Thank you.
What I do want to do is, before we leave, is leave a few words of encouragement for the people about, you know, going through a journey in self-discovery. You know, lead the people with some words like how you do that, or how that looks like, or where you can start at, because there's a lot of people out there that looks up to you for doing what you're doing and putting your life out there. Not necessarily they got to put their life out there, but how do they rediscover or define who they are? Okay.
So like with anything, and I talked about this with my friends earlier, is like when you get in a relationship, you start changing a little bit. I mean, it'd be like subtle. You don't know. So once you get in a relationship, after a while, you know, you start talking like that person and stuff like that. And then once y'all break up or something happen, you start like, man, I don't know if I really did like that. And then you start like, who am I? And that's where I was after my husband passed away. I was like, man, I really don't know who I am. Right. You know, so I started like calling friends and like, tell me a little bit about myself. I do what? And the stuff that they were saying, it was like, wow, man, I think I need to chill, because I don't like who you saying that I am, because I don't feel like that's who I am inside, even though you saying this is what I'm doing. So I had to like sit and just like be by myself, and you know, I told everybody like, look, I'm gonna have to chill for a while. Like, I'm not going hanging out with you. I just need to like really be alone with my thoughts. So at that time, you know, I was getting back in school, reading books, stuff like that, and just like, I didn't meditate, but I sat there and, you know, I do most of my thinking in the shower, and I was just thinking of like, why did I make those type of decisions when I was there? Why did I do this? Like, now I'm doing it totally different this time. So it was just really being by yourself to know that you have to change something, you know. And that's how it started for me. So that's I mean, it's gonna be a constant thing, you know. It's always a building thing. So that's where I'm at. You know, I'm still learning.
Good. So how would you encourage somebody to do those changes?
I mean, I would say, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take it back. I did wake up one day, and I was still married, and then I was saying like, how did I get here? You know, it wasn't that I wasn't happy, but it was like, I'm not doing what I feel like I was supposed to be doing. It was like something missing. Right. So at that time, I like cut self out. Like, I was like, look, we ain't having sex, we ain't doing nothing. And you know, my partner like, what? Like, dog, what you doing right now? I'm like, nah, I need time. So I would think like, if you want to do it, you definitely need time away to think about you, you know, what you really like. And am I doing this just to please other people? Like, that's the hardest part. And the way I'm feeling, is that really my feelings, or is this was taught to me to feel this way? You know, am I still trying to impress my mom and dad, or do I really feel these feelings? So I mean, It's deep. I mean, I found out a lot of stuff about me within this time. So yeah.
Good.
But I would encourage everybody to do it. To do it. Yeah.
Well, I want once again to thank you for allowing me to conduct this interview once again.
Okay.
Looking forward to our next interview, and hopefully be prepared. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.